Beardo Banjo.
Hello there everyone and welcome to March. A brand new month is here and I'm kicking things off the same way I do at the start of every month with a video detailing all the new VR games that are coming out in the next 4 or so weeks. But before I get into that, can I just get a round of applause or a standing ovation, maybe some congratulations in the comments down below, because I've been able to tear myself away from Elden Ring for long enough to create a video. And that's a pretty impressive feat if I'm being honest. I've played 41 hours of that game already in the 4 days it's been out, 10 hours a day. And I'm only really awake for, 12, 14, how many hours am I awake? I don't even know anymore because my waking time is spent in that game. I'm obsessed. It's going to be a struggle to make any videos this month, but I'm going to try for you. Now I do wish I could sit here and say that there are some huge big hitting games coming this month, but alas, it is another slow one. There are still a few gems in here that I think are genuinely worth checking out, but the big hitters, the things we're all really waiting for, are probably going to be in the second half of the year. They always store them up and drop them on us around that kind of September, October, November window. But for now, these are all the new VR games coming out in March that I think you should put on your radar. Kicking things off on the 3rd of March is Liteboxer for the Quest platform. Now this is another fitness game. I really do think at this point Meta are trying to tell us something. Do I need to lose a few pounds? Because you're throwing an awful lot of fitness games at me, and that's fine, but I would like to shoot some stuff at some point as well, please. Now Liteboxer focuses almost entirely on the boxing aspect of fitness. This is centered around boxing, hitting lights as they appear on a machine in front of you in time to the beat and in time to your coach's recommendation. You get coaches in this game and you get real-time metrics that tell you how well you're doing, how well you're performing, and what you can work on to improve. It also has a huge and pretty decent library of great music artists. I've seen like Lady Gaga's there, The Weeknd, Imagine Dragons, Bon Jovi. So there's a lot in here. However, it's another fitness game that's adopting a subscription model for $18.99 a month. Personally, it's not for me. I'm not feeling these subscription models for these fitness programs. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. I think VR fitness is fantastic, but I don't feel like this is the right way to go about it unless they can really supply an incredible amount of content. This is the same price as a gym, and I understand that because it's a gym replacement. But I don't know how many people are going to be paying that on a monthly basis to play a VR game like Liteboxer. We shall see. I could be wrong. Perhaps I'm just lazy. Also on the 3rd of March is my star pick for the month, the game that I think looks the most intriguing and the one that has me the most excited. Vox Machinae for PC and the Quest platform, a sci-fi mech-based action-adventure game. Now, I'm a sucker for a mech game in VR, but this looks to be the most fleshed out one we've had so far. A full single player campaign with voiced characters, moments of exploration, and a genuine story to progress through in amongst fighting other mechs, which is the bit that I know everyone really wants to do, plus multiplayer modes, including a co-op multiplayer mode. This thing is a full package of content. I'm really excited to go hands-on with this. I think it's been available on the PC VR side for a few years in early access, but it's going full release, bringing a campaign, bringing some fantastic looking mech combat, and the multiplayer modes. Cannot wait to check this one out. I'll have a video up tomorrow if I can stop playing Elden Ring. Really looking forward to Vox Machinae. The final game on March 3rd is Labryinth deLux, a Crusoe Quest, a pixely sci-fi single-player puzzle game. The trailer completely sold me on this. The voice acting was great and the story and dialogue seems really well written and put together from what I've seen in the trailer. The concept in terms of gameplay is fairly simple. If you've ever played a game with puzzles that involve moving mirrors to bounce lasers from one to the other, that seems to be the core concept here. This could be a great little puzzle game to jump into if you've got some spare time to check it out. I'm really excited to look at this one. It has a Portal vibe from the trailer. Go check out the trailer with the sound. I think you'll see what I mean. And it's also out on March the 3rd. On the 10th of March, the first game from Fast Travel Games' publishing wing is released, and that game is Virtuoso, a music creation tool as opposed to a game. This is more of an experience, something you can immerse yourself into to create your own music, and it looks exceptionally deep from what I've seen. You can place instruments around you, you can change the pitch, you can change the sound, you can link sounds to certain things within the environment and then hit them and change. I'm kind of blown away by what they've created here, and I can't wait to jump into it and inevitably just try to create a really rubbish version of the Jurassic Park score, that John Williams score that everyone loves so much, that I play in every game that gives me the opportunity to play an instrument. Very excited to check this out, very excited to see what I can create, and more importantly, excited to see what other people can create. People more creative than me. It feels like there's a bit of a theme to March. All these games have a bit of a sci-fi cyber twist to them. Interesting. On the 17th of March, Joyway are releasing their newest VR game, Outlier, onto PSVR via Steam. Now, Joyway are the creators of Stride and Against, two games I really like, but two games I wish were a little bit more finished. Stride, I've been waiting for the single player campaign for that for ages. Please give it to me. But for now, let's talk about Outlier. Outlier is a single-player roguelite, which definitely speaks to me. Set on an alien planet, it's an FPS with RPG elements. You can get persistent upgrades, as well as upgrades you'll lose after every run. And it's the kind of game you're supposed to play in short bursts, see how far you can get, pick yourself back up and try again on a different day for a different run. If you've played any roguelites or roguelikes, you'll know how it goes, and I'm excited to see what Joyway can do with Outlier with its really interesting looking weapons and abilities. This one's out on the 17th of March. Also on the 17th of March is the stunning looking The Tale of Onogoro for the Quest platform. This is a single player action adventure puzzle game that has you working alongside an NPC character to overcome said puzzles and obstacles that stand in your way. The game also looks to have some of the most amazing looking boss fights and encounters I've seen in VR to date, if the trailer is anything to go by. My favourite boss encounters in VR right now are all in Lies Beneath, but Tale of Onogoro might be able to snatch that crown away if these boss fights are as fun to play as they are to look at in the trailer. Very excited by this one. It's got a gorgeous visual style and it kind of looks like stepping into Ni no Kuni or an anime. Genuinely excited for this one. It looks like it's following in the footsteps of games like Ico, Mare, Last Labryinth, whereby you need to work alongside an NPC companion to overcome the puzzles and obstacles that stand in your way. Looks like it could be a good one. Tale of Onogoro on the 17th of March. Oh my, there is quite a lot coming out on the 17th of March. Also releasing that day for the Quest and PlayStation VR platforms, I believe PSVR is releasing a little bit later, is Startenders, a game I've actually already checked out on the channel and I absolutely loved it. In this game you play as a bartender in space, serving aliens the most ridiculous drinks you can imagine, which get progressively more and more difficult and more chaotic to put together. The mechanics of this game feel great. It's far deeper than I thought it would be, with upgrades and a fully explorable hub ship with a story that is very well voiced and actually quite hilarious. It's just a complete package and I expected it to be a mini game when I was going in. Well worth checking out. Startenders out on the 17th of March. Now this next one isn't a game, it's also the 17th of March, but it's worth getting excited about nonetheless. This is an update to an existing game. Population 1 is getting a brand new mega city map and it looks stunning. This is enough to bring me back to that game. I stopped playing it for quite some time because I was getting battered by kids. I won't even lie about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I was going in and getting destroyed by players that were just far better than me. And that sucked quite a lot of the fun away. When the player base is small and all of them are really good, it's tough to get into a game like that. But this is going to pull me back in. This mega city looks like an absolute blast to explore. It's huge, it's sprawling, it's coated in neon, and this can be played as a separate standalone map. You can have a full battle royale just in the city. You can also explore it as part of a destination or a destination on the main map, but if you just want to play Megacity, you can. I'll be jumping into this 100% on day 1 when it launches, 17th of March, and probably getting blown up by kids, because I won't be any better at the game, let's be honest. It'll just be the good players in a different location killing me. I want to be good at it, but I'm just not. This next one doesn't have a fixed date, but it is down for a March release in 2022, and that is the PSVR port of Ultrawings 2. I'm really keen to go hands-on with this one. I really enjoy the game on the Quest platform. It is jam-packed with content. It's almost scarily jam-packed with content. There's so much in there. You could easily play that game for 60 to 80 hours before getting everything done and achieving all the medals in all of the different events that are packed into that game. I'm keen to check out the PC VR version because it has HOTAS support, and I want to see what the visuals look like. How upgraded are they going to be over the Quest version, if at all? I would assume the PC version is going to look a little bit nicer, but I haven't got too long to find out. At some point this month, Ultrawings 2 wings its way into PC VR via Steam. I won't spend a lot of time on this one because this was actually in my February list, but they bounced the game out of February and chucked it into March. Grid Leaper for PC VR is now launching on the 31st of March. Hopefully, in theory, it might go to April, so maybe I'll be talking about it next month as well. This is a cyberpunk-inspired retro wave platformer set in some really cool neon-soaked VR worlds. The kind of game where you can set high scores and really challenge yourself to get through it as fast as you can. Excited to go hands-on with this one. Hopefully it actually launches this month, but if it doesn't, I'll see you next month, Grid Leaper. I'll leave you today with a speculative point. The last VR game, or actually this is an update that I think we're going to see in March, is a big Beat Saber update, or even several Beat Saber updates. I've got nothing to prove this will happen this month, but based on their track record and based on how they've teased things in the past, they tend to tease and then drop it in extremely close proximity. The guys at Beat Saber have been teasing a few different things over the past few days, including a new lighting rig for the game, brand new lighting system that looks really, really smart, the new chain and slider blocks for the game, which I can't wait to go hands-on with. They look like they'll change the game almost entirely, especially if they weave them into older songs. Who knows? And finally, they've been teasing the OST 5 new music drop for the game as well. So a huge amount of content there that could be landing in Beat Saber at some point this month. I don't think they would be teasing it as hard as they are if this stuff wasn't pretty imminent. But it's speculative. I could be wrong. That brings me to the end. That's everything that's coming out in March. As I say, another quite slow month, but I'll keep making these videos at the start of each month until we get some big, juicy, meaty VR games to stick our teeth into and our eyeballs into, because that's what you actually stick into the VR games, not your teeth. I'll see you next month, and I'll see you soon for another video. Take care of yourselves, guys. See you later.